Assalamualaikum guys. I thought I would give you guys a quick Q&A so you guys have an idea of, who I am. Let's just get into it. And I'm going to be reading on my phone the questions. So, first question, how old are you? I am 20. So, yeah, I'm kind of getting old now. I've been 20. That's kind of a quarter of what people live. I'm not unk yet. I know people call people in their 20s unk. I'm not unk. So let's not start this agenda. Where are you from? I am 100% Algerian. Jazairi, and I am from Ireland. I was born and raised here, so go on, lads. What is the story about? The story is called Trees Bloom at Midnight. It's about finding meaning when you kind of worked your whole life towards something, but you weren't fully invested. That's the best way I could describe it. To be honest, you can never tell how good a story is just by telling you the plot. Story is character based. I wanted to write this story as a character story. I wanted to make insanely good characters. I wanted these characters to really mess with people's minds. Whilst I am still on the first 2,000 words, I think, right now, as you saw by the video, it's not fake. I actually did get rid of that past story. I think I was about 40,000 words in. I didn't get rid of it necessarily. I'm just treating it as the prequel because this prequel isn't very exciting narratively. So I said, why not just switch it up to something that I can vibe more with and have more freedom with, because the setting of the prequel wasn't very nice. I didn't like the setting. That was my biggest issue with it. So yeah, it's about finding meaning. You're gonna see a bunch of different characters. There's not really necessarily a main character. The main character is the one that you most resonate with. So while it will switch perspectives, it's the one whose character feels the biggest to you that is the main character. That's pretty much what the story is about. When is the story coming out? The prequel that I had intended to be the main story. It took me like you can read about 500 days, about a year and a half, to get to like 40,000 words. So I just wanted it to be great. I wanted to really plan things out. Like I don't plan things out, to be honest with you. I just write with how I'm feeling. I get a feeling, I put it into a story, and I kind of turn that story and let it go wherever it wants to go, and I support it where it goes. Along the way, you kind of build a script for it, you start building a direction. And that story felt like a bunch of different directions being built. And I knew the ending, but the setting of it, I just couldn't get from the middle point to the ending within the setting. So I decided, why not switch it up and just, do something different, because it still has the same characters. It's a time skip. So anything, I have more knowledge of the story itself. What got you into writing? This is actually a funny story, right? Because I started by hating to read. I am not a fan of reading or writing. I was in my fifth year of secondary school, which is, I think, people's senior year of high school, something like that. Up to that point, I was I was not a fan of reading or writing or any of that kind of stuff. We had an assignment. Everyone had their individual assignment to read a book, right, based on your reading standards. And I just read an average 200 page book. That was what was assigned to me. And I kid you not, within within 3 years, I might have read 60 pages. Um, it was bad. I remember we had an assignment for English class in my fifth year, and we had to read a book. Like, it was a class book, and we had to read it at home, and then we'd be asked questions the next day. I searched up an audiobook. That was my discovery of audiobooks, and I felt like a genius, because I first of all, I read slow, but also it's not like I was dumb, but like, I read slow. I really wanted to grasp what I was reading, and because I wasn't that interested in what we were being shown. Forget about writing at that point. So then when you come into my fifth year, I started a page on TikTok where I would post analyses. I would post analysis videos on characters that I enjoyed, in media. And I'm not gonna lie, for my standard, it low-key blew up a little bit, but at the same time, that I realized that might have started it. A guy telling me that Aaron from Attack on Titan and Ken Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul, they were telling me that they were nothing alike, and I was saying they're actually very, very similar, because the guy was favoring Aaron more. So then I made a 3-part analysis with the page full of writing, and I got my point across. The guy actually read all, and we kind of came to like a mutual agreement. But like, it was those kind of things where I think that might have actually been where I started caring more writing, because then I had an assignment in my fifth year of school, and we were told to just write a quick short story, and I was like, this is my moment, you know, and this story, which would later be known as Trees Bloom at Midnight, it was the one that set it all off, you know, because I got my grade back from my teacher, and he said, you know, emotional, fantastic, this and that. You have a future in writing, and I was like, damn, you know, because I know. I hope he didn't write it for anyone else, but I'm quite certain he didn't. Like that's kind of the one that kind of motivated me to try different things, and then I tried different things, and I started to write more. You know, I started to invest in that story, you know, from that assignment to an actual story. I developed it that way, and then I wanted to see it as a movie, you know, and then as a picture. Can I show all these emotions in a picture? So that's kind of what kind of motivated it. So that's kind of where it all. That's what inspired me, pretty much. You know. What's next? I actually have to go to work soon, so I gotta be quick. What are you reading right now? Right now, I am reading the Batman comics, but I'm not very consistent right now, so that doesn't count. I'm reading A Little Life, the book that everyone is terrified of for some reason. I don't know. I'm in the first. I'm on page like 100 or something like that, and I don't know. I like it. The vibes are good. I am now on page 200, and I can confirm the vibes are not good. I listened to the audiobook when I was on the bus because I was too tired to use my eyes, so I was just listening to the story. It's getting me along much faster, and I know I like the story. You know, like it kind of gives me a bit of inspiration to my story. You know, so it's kind of like a case study. What are you watching right now? So right now I'm not really watching anything. I'm not really watching any series or anything. I'm getting more into movies. I have a letterboxd that I'm not going to tell anybody, but I'm getting more into watching movies because I wanna. If you can't tell, I care. I like a lot about film. I like a lot. I care a lot about filmmaking, so I want inspiration. I want to see what the greats did. I want to see what, you know, what a good movie looks like and why directors chose to do this and that. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna expand my catalog. So that's I don't. I'm not watching anything right now. What do you study? So yeah, obviously, as you can see, I'm in school. I'm in my third year of cell and molecular biology, of which I am several lectures behind. How much can you bench? Okay, this is a good question, bro. How much can I bench? I can bench a total of. I can get like 3 reps of 80 kg, and that's including 20 kg of the bar. And I weigh like 120 kg. And I'm like 6 foot 1.7 without shoes. So with shoes, like 6'3". So yeah, I mean it's not very impressive, but you know what I can do? I can calf raise 240 kg, and I can leg press 220. So yeah, I don't think that's that bad. But yeah, no. Jokes aside, I'm not very good at bench. You know, I probably should work on my mechanics of it. I don't have the mechanics. I don't have the back arch to like get more power into it. It's just not. It's just not. It doesn't make sense to me. You know, it's not a movement that makes sense to me, and I don't really do the basics necessarily. I'm probably gonna make another video on this, but I don't bad gym myths that people follow that I don't really agree with, and I've gotten great progress from it, in my opinion. You know, but yeah, I mean, no, I'm not a bodybuilder, sadly. I can't bench 220, sadly. Yeah, I mean that's kind of all the questions I have written down here. And I'm also after I'm gonna run to work. So yeah, that's everything. Thank you all for checking out the video. I don't know what audience is gonna reach. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a restricted audience in mind necessarily. You know. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. I want to thank you guys for checking out the video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you let me know how much down below. Don't forget to check out the link below if you want to be the first person to read the new book when it comes out.